Alexander Held is a senior fire ecologist at the European Forest Institute. He joins us from the German city of Freiburg. Alexander, thank you so much for your time. First of all, how long have you been in this business? What have you seen change since you started?
I started back in 2001, actually, 24 years ago as a fire ecologist, and then worked in many places around the world. I've seen over the years now this belief in if we get better in efficiency, if we increase efficiency in firefighting, we will sooner or later win the war against fire. And what we see this year is again a testimony that it's not a war that you can win. So we need to rethink our approaches, I believe.
Okay, so tell us about that. Are you talking about mitigation to try to ensure fewer fires actually begin? Because if you're saying that many authorities believe they can tackle the fires once they are underway, you want to go a little bit earlier in terms of how to address the issue. Is that right?
That's right. I'm a bit critical in waiting year after year for these weather conditions that we have now, in the topography that we have, in the fuel and vegetation conditions that we have, and then accept damages, losses, people losing their lives, infrastructure, etc., and then at the same time, and spend millions of dollars and euros. And then at the same time, we have a good toolbox for mitigation, for prevention, for making the landscape less vulnerable. And then when you ask how can we implement, then you don't find political support and not enough budget. So this is a repeating pattern, and it is increasing in severity year by year.
Give us a couple of the most basic ideas that you have, because in my absolutely lack of detailed knowledge, I'm thinking of basic things like actually destroy some forest land so that the places where the tinder ignites will be reduced.
We always have to keep it very basic. We have a competition for the vegetation. We can either use the vegetation for human consumption, for heating, or for grazing animals like sheep and goats and cattle, or the fire will eat the vegetation. So if we manage that we live in a more balanced approach with nature in terms of how we do agriculture, how we do forestry, then I believe we can also learn how to live with fire, that fires don't become disasters like this. And introducing a little bit of controlled planned fire, like a vaccine for the landscape, will make it more resilient. So a combination of these very, very basic tools in who is defining when a fire will burn under what conditions. And we have tools like burning, grazing, agriculture, forestry. But this is a long list. It includes tourism. It includes spatial planning. So you see, it involves many different so-called stakeholders.
Absolutely. Alexander, listen to these temperatures from just this week. Šibenik in Croatia, 39.5. These are all Celsius. Dubrovnik, 38.9. In Hungary, 39.9. In the capital of Hungary, 38.7. Also in Iraq, well, now we're talking about Europe, but above 50 centigrade. Another record broken in Canada as well. Is this about the temperature, or is it a combination of the temperature and some sort of mismanagement? Because as you say, the temperature and the crisis that the climate is experiencing is here to stay.
Well, it was long predicted by climate scientists and also by fire managers that these conditions will become more frequent. And temperatures like this are a very good symbol or symptom of the imbalanced situation that we live in. These weather extremes are combined now with landscape management extremes, if you want to stay with the terminology. And the combination of these factors make it so uncontrollable. And having these approaches in shifting away from reaction to proactivity, I think this is the only way out of this crisis. And 39 degrees, and we had it last year, and we had it the year before, and we will have it in the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years. It's temperatures we don't even want to walk outside, let alone fight fires in difficult terrain in personal protective equipment.
Absolutely, 100% correct. Many people just don't want to go outdoors in those temperatures. Alexander Held, thank you so much.